Welcome to Keeper of Secrets Tarot. I am Gypsy Girl, here to bring you another reading for Pisces. I thank you, Spirit, for protecting and keeping the collective safe. Ooh, a little jumble there. I thank you, Pisces. All of a sudden, I can't speak fast enough. Pisces, what's going on? You in a rush? I'm excited to do your read. I thank you for your likes, your subscribes, and your shares. But most of all, for showing up. You know, they say you save the best for last, and you are the cherry on the cake. Coming into, or rather leaving. Yeah. That's where we're at, Pisces. You're on the cusp of a very new beginning. 160, they say 165, it's 168, it's over 160 years. We're starting afresh. You are going to see something that you've never seen before. Whole new beginning. And it's not just a whole new beginning, because we get new beginnings every month. Something is new. Every week something is new. Every day something is new. But it is a whole mechanism of belief system. It is a way of a complete generation of understanding, of viewing, of perspective, of perception. It's a whole new everything, because Neptune is moving into Aquarius. So it's a whole new vibe. The Piscean vibe is seeing its end in the sense where it's an evolution. It's not that it's thrown out or tossed out. It's a layer of existence that has now created room for a new layer. And here we look forward. Again, with Aquarius, we're looking forward. The imagination, that ingenuity, that creativity, that hope, that creativity for something different. Well, Pisces, you are going to experience a sensation because you are alive to see it change. You see, babies being born, they're born into something new completely, but you are here, and depending on your age and your experience, you'll be able to decipher that sensational change, that difference in how you feel. Okay, Pisces, it was you and Virgo that somehow Spirit just said, no, you can't do those readings until the 11th of April. So it's not, and see, these cards want to see, they want to show. Let's see what they're looking like here. You and Virgo, you got to look at Virgo, because of Virgo had these two cards as basically the whole reading. You bring in I say these two cards, the Nine of Wands and the King of Cups. So it's a healing. It's a healing all the way through. And yes, it is because we are, the moon is transiting in Virgo as I speak on this read. So it is a healing, and it reflects off of the Pisces effect, which is that sense of, I need to rise up, I need to take care of me, I need to heal certain losses, that the pain from within, childhood wounds, going as deep as you need to. We're holding back on an offer. We're holding back on moving forward with something until we know more. And that is pretty much the gist of April. that we are holding ourselves until the right moment to speak, to make that move, to take action. That's where we're at in pretty much all the signs, and it's not to just say we're all doing the same thing. It's the time. It's the way the planets are shifting. And for Pisces, you are pretty much reckoning with change on a major level because of the fact that Neptune is leaving you. That sensation, again, it's all about deep feelings, because it's the water. It's all in the emotion. And the King of Cups is very deep in his emotions right now. So much so that he needs to heal. And it's not because I say he that we're talking to the men here. Yes, we are. But the women too have that yang side of them, which is wounded. And it is in reflection of how we've been treated as strong women go. If you are a strong woman, you are feeling that weight of being burdened. And that weight in itself is what is going to be lifted. And you will know and feel it by May, June, going into July. And I say that broadly because that is how the planets are shifting to give us that ease, where Neptune is leaving, and you will feel it come May. You will start feeling the weight lifting off as we move into May. You're going to start feeling it. It's not that far away, Pisces. I don't know why I'm stumbling all of a sudden. Virgo was just a burst of energy. Maybe that's what it is. I'm just a little worn from the Virgo read. But no, it's that unconditional love too. It's feeling where we go from highest high to lowest low, and that's what I'm feeling with you. We're getting into that centering and feeling that sensation of I'm going to be grounded, or I'm already grounded. Oh yeah, I've been there, I've done that, and I know where I'm going. That is how your read feels like it's flowing right now. That this is what April is bringing for you, Pisces. Wow. Going deep and fast. So I'm using the Smith-WaiteTarot, and with it is the Celtic cross. That is why am I saying that is? It's because I was saying Gothic for Virgo each time I was thinking of it, and now I'm thinking I'm going to bring out the Gothic deck soon, probably as definitely as to bring in layers of the read, because as you notice, if you've been following my readings, I don't expand. I read from the bottom of the deck to expand, but now I'm going to start infiltrating other decks to overlay and get a deeper sense or a broader view, and hopefully that could help in narrowing down storylines as scenarios go, so that it comes out a little clearer on the ones that are most prominent, rather than just suggesting it could be this, it could be that. I'm testing the waters as change goes, and that is what I did. That's why I brought in this deck for the April readings, the Seasons of the Witch Oracle, to help emphasize the changes that are coming up for the future card that shows when I do the Celtic spread, which I do lay by taking cards at random. It'll be a random card that I'll choose. And then finally, we're keeping, I say we because Spirit has told me to keep it. So I'm in agreement with Spirit that I'm keeping the Spirit of the Animals Oracle deck, because it is to help us go through and see deep within that totem animal or that spirit of an animal that may be close to you, or just that spirit animal that is walking alongside you in this existence to help you maneuver through those eclipses that we've been through and beyond from the reading. Again, it's very powerful, this deck, and I'm keeping it. I'll probably keep it for a while. If I do change, it'll be for another animal deck, but I'm always going to keep the animal decks in my reads because they bring balance to our human existence, and I want to honor the spirit with that, keeping it in. And let's see, I keep seeing the bottom of the deck first because it's a habit that I have. Not that I'm going to change that, it's just that it distracts me when I flip the cards like this. I don't know, maybe I should start taking them this way and then turn the deck. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But for now, it's this way. We're going to keep it this way. Pisces, it's the end of an era, and I'm discussing all the changes with you. Wow, this is so up and close and personal. But I love that you are all about change, and the first card out is just that, and so is the bottom of the deck. You're really bounding forward. You're looking forward to it. Your passion is rising. You're gaining that sense of what is the word? Frivolousness. You're being frivolous. You're spreading your wings, and yes, you are considered a fish, but there is a fish called the flying fish that is the most sweetest and most delicate tasting fish known to the Caribbean, and that is what you are represented as right now. And you're spreading your wings as a flying fish would go, and you're leaping and bounding, and you're there. You're just wanting to see and go forward, and you've come through. You've really come through what has been a hard time, a trying time, and you're seeing your way to that end because you're at the 8. You really know what you are about. You're placed in a position of, I can go anywhere I want to. I want to travel. I have this long distance relationship that I want to see develop into more on whatever level, whether it's online commitment in a emotional relationship, or online commitment to business, or just what you do with your online connection. Because again, it is that far distance, that whether you're reaching people from afar or you are traveling constantly, you're flying a lot, because this is dealing with the air element. Again, your mind, you're following into that Aquarian mindset where you are looking to develop and take things to the next level. I'm just about to call you Aquarius because it's coming in really strong here. So if you do have planets in Aquarius, that Neptune conjunction that's going to happen is just going to open you up to even more, and your future is what you are paying attention to more and more. And here we see the 10 of Wands, and this is why I'm saying you should listen to the Virgo read, because it's built on the 9 of Wands, whereas you are a step back at the 8. Virgo had the 9 of Wands, not here, but the cards when I was doing the shuffle, it reflected off of the to make the 10 wands. So the cycle of completion. And again, we're all going through that. So it's not like you have to listen to all the readings, but being that it's the wands and it's really close to, and you see what I mean. You see where I'm coming from. That love inside, that passion for what you want to do, you share that with Virgo. And again, it's just because it was these two readings that for some reason the universe made me do my reads in a way that Virgo and Pisces would come toward the end and on the 11th, which is very deeply spiritual time on number 11. and that we see the number 2, which reflects the 11. So again, it's something that there is a connection between you and Virgo. Maybe you're dealing with one, or you have strong Virgo in your chart, but it pertains to your future being sent or set, something being sent into the future for you, or you were sent into the future from another lifetime to come to this moment to see yourself rise above, going deep with that metaphysical sense of existence. Not just that, but it's the intelligence that follows. It's that passion for what you love. You are aiming and focused on it, and you're willing to walk away from whatever no longer serves you with an ease that you may have doubted in the past that you would be able to do. And this reading says that, yeah, you are going to make it, because full moon coming up is one marker for some of you that may feel that sensation where, yeah, it's happening. I can see it. I can feel it. That intuition is working really, really strong with you, Pisces. Like, you're feeling it now more than ever. If you are dealing with your spiritual side more and more, then more power to you, because that is what you are facing. You are facing what is dark and fearful in your life. You've come to terms, or you are coming to terms, depending on your situation in itself. Whatever you were afraid of, you are so overcoming it. And that is the test, that you overcome your fears. What is above you is that anxiety that you were I keep saying facing or afraid of, that you would have to deal with certain things. But no, what is above you is coming to that end. You see, you're going from the 8 of Wands, you're going to the 9 of Swords. So that what has freaked you out, because that's the words that are coming, or made you worry where you can't sleep, to the point where your stomach hurts because you're hurting, you're thinking so hard that you have a stomach ache, because I'm getting that sensation here for some. You can't sleep, or you're having trouble sleeping. It's going to pass. You just need to put a little more. You see, again, that 9 of Wands that we saw, the very beginning, and the King of Cups, because that's who you are. It's that being able to walk on water, the miracle maker, that where your intuition is unblocked, because that's what you need to allow, Pisces. Let your intuition guide you. Pay attention to your dreams, because now the dream time is really strong with you. I mean, of course, if you disagree, it's probably because you don't remember your dreams, but I would think that when you do dream and you have nightmares, or you wake from your dreams with vivid memories, or you remember, but then when you go back to sleep and you wake up again, you don't remember. That just says that Spirit is working with you, especially with the nightmares, because it's something that if you're having nightmares, then you need to face what it is that you know that you're afraid of. And if it is that it is history, it is what you may have gone through as a child, or even a young adult, depending on your age, or even now you're worried about where you're going, or what to do, or who's been with whom. Whatever the emotional stress you are feeling, it's affecting your sleep. If it is that you are dreaming and your dreams are frightening you, it is time to focus on your spiritual side. It is time to listen to soft music, if that would help you. Even if you want to listen to hard rock music, depending on your likes, to help you ease into whatever it is that has you so anxious. Because as fast as you are able to go, your mind is working even faster. And that is where there's confusion. Because what you want to do and what you think you can do, you're probably going through delusionary times. Or maybe you're dealing with people who are giving you false impressions and you are not sure that you can trust them. Or you are very sure, because you're following your intuition, that you cannot trust certain people, and you are worried that what they are up to is making you need to want to go away from them and take care of you. Again, I feel that it's heavy. I feel it's very heavy. Pisces, it's a mix of what is real, what is not real, what you can tolerate, what you can't tolerate, what you will tolerate, and what you won't tolerate. Comes down to, I need to go somewhere. For some, I need to travel, or I need to get in touch with my spirit on whatever level you want to see that, or filter that, what I just said. But your future depends on it, and you know that. You know that. And that is another reason why you're worrying, because my future depends on. Take a breath and sit and be in a quiet space. The full moon coming up is going to give you a bunch of answers that, if it is that you've had disturbing nights, that's going to start calming down. Because the full moon is going to bring it in to that end, because you're at the 9, okay? What is in the root of all of this is your independence, because you know that you've been independent and you're going to be independent again. If it is that that's what you're thinking, you need to leave a scene, you need to leave the confusion, you need to leave the illusion behind. You're centering yourself on exactly that. You're being grounded because you've been able to provide for yourself. You've been able to work and do for yourself, and you're thinking, yeah, no, I need to go back to that again. It's not what you want, if it is that you feel that you must leave, but you know that it would be the right thing to do. And for some, that is probably the anxiety that you're facing. Again, new beginnings. You were self-love, that unconditional love that you have for others. You're wanting, or you're remembering that that's where you were. You had the potential. It was there. The potential was there. This is in the past. So the confusion is in, well, what happened? What the hell? Why? The confusion, the anxiety of what went wrong. We were good. There was love there. Why is it not there anymore? What happened? Someone needs to rise above. Someone needs to take that higher ground and remember that self-love. To remember that there's more to this life than just what I can take out of it. It is what we are put here to do, is to help others. It is to spread that love. Someone will take the higher ground. Someone will reach up, and someone may end up on the defense. And I say someone because it can go from you to the next person. Again, the illusion is where you will decipher. You're going to make sense of things that are not making sense by the full moon. Count on that. This is just days ahead of this read. when you view this. And if it is that you come into this reading after, way after it's been posted, it is in the moment of that next full moon where you will come into clarity, where you will see the truth, where you will no longer be afraid, where you will be able to stand and take the higher ground. So it really depends on the situation at hand, and the future depends on it, because that is where this is. This is the future of this read, which would go into about a month. Don't give it more than that. But we're looking at August here for timing as to really standing up and taking back, or defending, or going into that stance of I can overcome and I will overcome and I see you coming a mile away kind of feeling. Where you're at is in that mode of reconciliation, or you're figuring out, or you're worried, you're concerned. This is where your mind is at, is about third-party situations. And if it is that you are in another mindset of, well, I was worried and now I know the truth, and I don't care because I've been there, I'm celebrating myself. So it really depends on what layer you fall onto in this tarot, because again, tarot is a bunch of layers. Some people have already been through third-party situations and they're overcoming it, they're recognizing it, they've gotten the truth about it. Others are just celebrating themselves because they remember the love that they had given, and they know what their worth is, and their mind is already set on, I can take care of me, so I'm going. Because here we have the 2 nines for balance, and that brings us back to the moon. And there we see for the celebration of spring, because that's pretty much what's happening. The weather is changing. We're feeling that change mode. We're thinking, you know what, I have family around me. I was raised right in that I get that message where I was raised right to do the right thing is your mantra. I will do the right thing because my love for, if it's a person, if it's a situation, if it's people in general or certain groups, my love for is what will propel me forward to give me that feeling of I can do this. And there is a covenant here. You may be performing the craft in some cases if you are using the positioning of the planets right now to build your future, to make that change, to propel yourself. You're trying to heal something, and you're casting in this moment for some. I mean, it could be a rare few, but I feel it pretty strong simply because this is tarot. And if you're checking in on spells that you may have cast, I would say yes, you're doing very well. Your strength is there. Your projection is on point. You are doing it with the love, not with revenge. So your casting will prevail to bring you into a positive. And again, this is not just for the month of April that this reading will have its effect. This is timeless, this read. So whenever you are viewing this, if it is that you are casting, count the next full moon to see your progress. And yes, it is for a positive end. Again, that's for casting. If it is that you're on an emotional flow and you're in flux and you're trying to heal whatever it is that went wrong, that has you in an anxiety mode, you're dealing and facing that situation of third parties, is going to bring you up. It's going to propel you because you will have the strength to stand on that higher ground. Wow, Jupiter is really in your favor here. So we're working with time. We're really feeling that luck. Whomever you are dealing with, It could be Sagittarius, could be someone who has strong Sagittarius in their chart, because this is Jupiter, or maybe the people that you're dealing with or going to deal with, or the people that you need to face, or people who have brought the anxiety to you. Their time is coming, and whatever they have put out is going to come back to them. So again, it is a question of standing on your own authority and having that independence, working with spirit, and you're walking through the fear and the anxiety is what you deal with, or what you are dealing with, because this is above you. You're going to come through, and not just because it's Jupiter, but because of the positioning of the card. This is other people. This is the environment. This is the time is coming. Your time is coming. And this is a message to whomever is causing you that anxiety. Their time is coming. They will pay, not you, but they will pay for whatever it is they have done. And that is what you can ease your mind with. If you are listening for this read for confirmation of, yes, it is going to work out in your favor, because the wheel is turning. If you have feeling suppressed or repressed, that time is coming to an end, and it is upon you. It is really so close, because this is going on in the environment now. And again, timing it's just a matter of Jupiter turning into a sign of Cancer, where this is reflected. Cancer is reflected in this card. So if it's a question of timing, when Jupiter hits Cancer, that's when you're going to really feel that sense of freedom. Pisces, you have nothing to worry about. It just feels like you've had so much going on that you're not sure that you're gonna come through it, but you are, because justice is being served. Again, it's karmic justice. It's not just justice. This is dealing on a spiritual level. Again, it's Pisces. This is why I had to do this reading so late in. When I say late, it's still early in the month, but considering the other reads I did in the first week, and it took me 11 days to come to this read, which is a very spiritual number, as I said earlier. And now the justice falls on the number 11. So the 11th hour is what reflects here, where just in the nick of time. And that is where someone may, and I say someone, it could be the person or people that you're dealing with, is when they're going to realize just in the nick of time. And they will rise above. And this is where you are projecting that love that you did have. And if it is to save a relationship for some, if it is to put an end to a relationship for others, because we did see that the 10 of Wands with the King of Cups, where Pisces puts an end to a relationship, a cycle of anxiety. And what causes that anxiety within that relationship, only you will know. But it is justice being served, and there is no fear. There is no fear here. If anybody is afraid, it is the consequence that will come because of the wheel turning. And that will fall on the next person or other people that have put you in a state of anxiety, because this is karmic justice. What goes around comes around. And whatever people have done to hurt or help, it's coming around in their favor. To have helped, they will receive. And if it is that they have hurt, well, they're going to receive that too. Things are going to go back into the balance if they were put out, and some will be put out of balance. So it really depends on what side of the coin you're actually standing on and what your intentions are. Because again, it is, all the cards are upright, so it's not like there's no negativity here. If you are anxious because of acts that you've done that go against the grain of of the person that you're with, well, then you are going to face that anxiety, and you're going to get what is coming to you from a financial standpoint, or from a sense of belonging, if you are going to break or be broken off of a relationship. Now, if it is that you're looking into this because you've done the right thing, again, I was raised right, I'm doing the right thing, I stand behind what I was taught to be a moral, upstanding person, then that's coming back to you. I don't know why this reading is just being very specific on that mode, but it is because of that unconditional love. It is because of the self-sacrifice, and that sacrifice is probably where you were being judged, or you were feeling like you've been judged poorly, or you've been put through some suffering, some mental suffering, not just some suffering, it's mental suffering. And that is where it has, that in itself, you've come through not once, not twice, but you're mastered it now. You're able to come through that mental frustration because you've been through it before. You're able to face the things that hurt. You're able to deal with illusion. You're able to just see your way through clearly. Again, because you've done it before. You've done the work. Now you're going to get paid out. Again, 10 Pentacles. Actually 11, because you're ending up a cycle and you're starting anew. So you're probably going to go into business for yourself. So if you're casting to get your business off the ground, or if you're dealing online and you're casting to get that going, it's going to come into your favor. It's going to come into your favor. Have that faith in the universe. Jupiter is working with you on this one, Pisces. Again, that sense of stability. So you have the 4 and the 2. Again, we're looking at it's coming around again. You see what has been is coming back. So if we're dealing with marriage, divorce, or even engagement, again, if you're working through with the ether to bring that stability in, it is coming. It is coming. The Queen of Cups. So we saw the King, and now we see the Queen. So we're really dealing with the Yang and the Yin energy. The Yin energy is going to be the overpowering one. It's the one that's going to come through again with our 9 of Pentacles. That sense of I can do this. The intuition is, like I said, you were using that intuition on both levels, from the masculine point to the feminine point, where you're dealing with how you feel and how you deal with the next person, as in, I'm not going to give like I was giving before because they put me in that state of anxiety. Because my cup was upside down rather than upside up, I'm turning it onto myself now. What they took advantage of, they're not going to be able to take advantage of anymore. You're standing your ground. If you are the one that's going on the defense mode because you were taken advantage of, then Spirit is guiding you that way to overcome and to have that discerning quality of, no, I don't have to give it to you, but I don't lose it at the same time. Again, more cups. So we're looking at the 6 of Cups. So we're looking at the 6 and 6 again. So we're working with what goes around comes around. I know that usually represents the 8s, but in this instance, we're dealing with the ether here. We're dealing with the moon. We're dealing with emotion. We're dealing with our passion. We're dealing with our fear. So we're going back and we're coming forward. We're going back to what we remember, and we're looking forward as to how we got through the mastery of where we were wounded. We're looking at how we are able to overcome, and we have done it in the past. So this is why I say what goes around comes around, using the 6s, not to confuse the 8s and the 6s here, But now we're seeing the 8 showing up with the next 8. So it accentuates on what goes around comes around, because somebody is holding back from leaving. Again, in the nick of time, someone may decide, okay, I won't go, I'll stay. And that's not for everybody. That just depends on your situation, because we're holding back like she holds back. Oops. We're holding back here on deep sexual passion, deep sexual connection. We're holding back because we don't want it to be taken advantage of. We don't want to be used and abused for what we are able to give, whether it's on a sexual level or an emotional level, Pisces. You are very aware of that, and this is why you are holding back. And that is also why the just in a nick of time comes around, because someone is going to realize that if I lose Pisces, I lose everything that is what makes me feel like home. Because you're looking to get another home. You're looking to make your own home. Some of us are very upset about, and that 9 of Swords is just the tip of the iceberg when we look into how deep that emotional and mental anxiety is running. We saw the King of Cups first, and that is a deep, 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 darkest depths. That's like as deep as the ocean runs, is how deep this frustration runs. Pisces, you're dealing with everything that the moon could ever offer, which we can't even begin to explain, no matter how experienced we are with tarot. This moon card is all the secrets that the world could ever have, and the Justice card and the Wheel of Fortune could protect and evoke and make evolve. It is so deep. It's eons of understanding that we could, as humans, we could never understand. We could never begin to understand. That is what you're dealing with. Imagine that. 160 years worth of change, confusion, the darkest, deepest secrets that 168 or 65 or that number of emotion in existence of every Piscean being and anybody who has deep, strong Pisces in their chart. Imagine, that's how deep it runs. That King of Cups. Just to give you an inkling of the karmic justice that is coming into your life, and the decision that you are making, and the fact that you are leaping forward with deep understanding coming from that King of Cups. So the emotion it's ancient. It goes back. Again, it's a metaphysical connection here too. Someone who is casting is really reaching from far, far behind in ancient times. They're calling up energies from ancient times, working with present day and working in tune with the planets shifting. So it's not that you have to be actually casting spells, or it's just knowing where you are, who you are, where you've come from, what you've been through, how you've managed to get to where you are now. It's a reason for respect. It is a positioning of holding that respect, and you're going to get it from whomever is saying, well, just in a nick of time, Pisces, don't go, I'm going to change, or whatever it is that you are expecting to come, it's in a nick of time from whomever you are projecting, whether it is emotions or dealings or business, whomever, you are really you're in a strong covenant. Again, it's coming around, whether you're dealing with particular business people or you're in a particular social group where you come together as a covenant and you're working together to help each other. Whatever it is that you're dealing with, working with, the positive end is coming up in your favor. Because what goes around comes around. The power in walking away for some is because you've been kept back, you've been held back, you've been lied to, you've been deluded, and now you're breaking free from that. For some, again, take it as it resonates, because you know you don't belong wherever it is that you came back to, or you were convinced to get into, or to, because it's a place that you've been, that you left, that you came back to. That's where you're leaving. Because you realize, I don't fit here. I don't belong here. And I'm taking everything with me, which is all of your passion. And that passion is the trigger that's going to say to the person that you're leaving or walking away from, I can't let Pisces leave. I have to do something, and in a nick of time. Okay? Sorry, I've been repeating that, but it just keeps that message just keeps going. And then we come back to the 10 with the 1 to say 11. Again, it's that spiritual number. You're going to get your just desserts. You're going to get your wish come true. You're going to get what you want, Pisces. At the end of the day, it is going to work in your favor. You are leaping forward. You are facing fears. You are encouraged by certain people around you to keep going and to have that faith. So let's take a look at our 7 of Wands through our Seasons of the Witch Oracle as to the future, because it's not about the 7 of Wands, but it's the position that the 7 of Wands is in. And I think I said, I don't remember what I said, but the Cancer, we're coming into May, June. The shift is a change there. Again, with Pisces, the Cancer, even if you're dealing with a Scorpio, it could be that they're in the, I say they, because this reflects both you and whomever you're dealing with. It could be you're dealing with someone who has strong, like maybe planets in Scorpio, like heavy planets in Scorpio. I don't know why I see that, but the north or south node may be in Scorpio for some of you who you're dealing with, that maybe you're casting for, or you're waiting for that change to come, and you're casting so that maybe it's somewhere. Okay, what is Scorpio? November. Okay, so some of us are aiming for November, but that is a timer. That when is it going to work out for me? Going all the way into November. For some. I mean, other readings I've done, I've been calling October, September, October, now into November for you, but not everybody. Look for May as a beginning of real feeling of a change, especially overcoming anxiety. But results as to your cast, whatever you're casting, the fall. The fall would be, unless you specifically asked for a certain time when you were casting, it would come in the fall. Okay? Again, that's not for everybody. So, Spirit, give us some advice here on the future, the change, the standing of the ground, the taking back, the defense mode. Many different scenarios are flowing through. So how is Pisces dealing with, or what is the advice for Pisces to deal with this positioning of taking the higher ground or being in defense, standing on that higher ground is where it feels that you're gaining back that feeling of I can and I am and I will. And that is where the May feeling comes in. Let's see. You see? You see? This is why I was saying that represents the next person, because this wildcat is someone who wants to pounce on you. They're waiting to jump on you. Oh my goodness. This is not, see? Be still and tune in, for there is something afoot lurking alongside you. Wow. Pisces. Somebody's working against you. You are feeling it. You know about it. That's why you're ready to walk off and be on your own, Pisces. I put myself in a protective mode when I see this card. And that is what this represents here. So the full moon coming up is your first mark. Be watchful. You're already in tune. Again, the nightmares, if you're having sleepless nights, if your sleep is being disturbed, if you are up at night, if you wake into the wee hours and then try to go back to sleep, these are all signals that someone is working against you. And here is where I would actually bring in crystals. You don't have to wear the crystal around your neck or even on your wrists where they can be seen. You could put them in your pockets. Obsidian is the one crystal that is the easiest to get. If you need to give it to yourself as a gift, if you have one, wear it in a pocket. Carry it for the next week. Carry it with you. From that point, you'll see maybe your dreams will shift. You will know. You will know. You will know. The obsidian is the strongest of the protectors against the evil eye, against people who want to pounce on you, want to take advantage of you, or plotting and scheming against you. They're right there up close. You may not even think that they are working against you. They're so close to you. Be still and tune in. Use that intuition. You know who you're dealing with. You know who's close around you. You know who to stay clear of. Something is afoot. They got some intentions, some bad intentions. And I don't want to put fear. This is about taking advantage of a situation, trying to convince you to stay where you don't want to stay, probably trying to take advantage of your passionate nature, using you. Okay, it's all of that. I want you for sex, but I'm not going to tell you. I'm just going to lie and try and convince you that it's everything else. But this is where you get to say, you know what? Not interested. But that obsidian is definitely going to help you. At least it'll make your nights, your sleepless nights go away. Sleep with it under your pillow if you don't have pajamas with a pocket. Keep it close. Wear it on you when you go out and you work. It will protect you. Thank you, Spirit. I knew I had that feeling, eh? Sorry, Pisces. I don't want to be distracted here. I just want to bring back that energy, because every time I see this card, I'm remembering how it's wicked. It's wicked people. It's just wicked people. And that's not right. That's not right. You're such a good heart. You have such a good soul. Your love is what they crave. They want it. They want your passion. And they will do whatever it takes. And justice is coming in for them. Eh? Don't you worry. Things are going to work itself out. They can't hold on. They can't hold out much longer. So let's take Spirit of the Animal Oracle. I'm shuffling extra because of this card. The Wildcat. He's fierce. He's deadly too, and he's quick. But that you will overcome. You will overcome that fear and that confusion. What is the animal spirit to help Pisces counteract what is lurking in the bushes? The sea otter. Your happiness. You seek and find it. Look at that. Again, the master. You know, and you have that deep knowledge. You have all of the ancients backing you up. You have unconditional love. You have all the saints and angels guarding you and helping you, giving you the wisdom that you need, all of what you need to know. It's in and around you. You have the experience. Just keep that in mind. And you have people on your side. And Spirit is turning that wheel in your favor. Be the master of playful living. Release expectations and enjoy every day. Let worry go and instead choose love. Surrender to the waves. Your good destiny of love is sure. So you hold on to that love. That is your protection. Eh? The love inside, that comes from Spirit. That comes from yourself, from many other existences from before. And that little otter, he doesn't have a care in the world. Look at him. See? And the baby just sleeps there. And they have communication. You see, they get the word of the messages that come to them, give them warning. Spirit sends the birds to tell them where to go, when to go, way ahead of time, so that they're safe. You see, they mingle. They're very social, and that is where you pick up on the energy and protecting yourself. Using that crystal and any other crystal that you know about, because I'm giving you what would be the strongest one. It's to start with. If you have others that you know, the amethyst even, to protect you, as long as you feel protected, it is protection. Okay, I'm not going to tell you go and spend on just because tarot reading says this. No, if you have certain crystals that are, and you can gift yourself. If you don't, I mean, they're not expensive, especially if they're small. You can just feel them and know that, yeah, I'm good, I'm protected. And some people will say you don't even need to have crystals, but it is part of the connection to Mother Earth and your spirit. Just with the little otter here and the birds that give you the message, you get messages. Your dreams are your messages. The dreams, even if they're nightmares, they come as messages. You just need to hone in on that. And on that note, I thank you for your likes, your subscribes, and your shares. Pisces, until our next read, love and light.